everyone, welcome to Yarn Stitch Color. I am Arundhati and today we are going to see how to make this beautiful ear warmer. This ear warmer has a double layer and it is stitched in the middle. I will also show you how to make this pretty bow in the front, and this brings a lot of warmth to the ears because it has a double layer like you can see. I have used a smock stitch here, a Tunisian smock stitch, so we will see how to make that. Let's see what materials to use. Here I have used an acrylic, that's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. This is Oswal Winter Gold that I am using. It's an Indian yarn. I have a 6 mm Tunisian crochet hook here. That's a Knit Pro Tunisian hook, scissors, wool needle and stitch markers. So let's begin and see how to make this ear warmer. But before that, I will request you to subscribe if you've not yet subscribed to the channel. So let's begin. So to make this ear warmer, I am going to use 76 chains because we are going to make the design like this as well. In Tunisian crochet, once you've made the chain, that is not the exact length that you'll get of the piece. You're going to get it a little smaller. That is why I'm going to make a little larger ear warmer so that it fits my head very well. And also, like we see how we've made a fold here, so that is going to take away some thickness too, or the breadth of the ear warmer. So to accommodate all that, I'm going to make slightly larger chain than what is required for my head. But you can surely measure your head and just go ahead and add another 6 chains. 6 or 7 chains you can add, and then start making this ear warmer. So to make this, we will be using smock stitch, which is a repeat of 2 rows, and we begin with an even number of chain. So let's see how to prepare our hook. That's our hook. It's a 6 mm. I'm going to attach the cord here. And I'm going to attach a stopper at the end. Okay, so that's how we prepare our hook, and once it's done, we are going to use this key to simply tighten it. Don't forget to do this step, it's very important. Otherwise, if any of this opens, the whole project goes for a toss because it can just fall out. Okay, so now we have the hook ready. Let's begin. So for purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to make a slightly smaller swatch of the stitch. The stitch's name is smock stitch. Okay, so here I've made a foundation row, the regular foundation row, and have finished a return pass. If you'd like to see how to make this foundation row, I'm going to leave a link in the description box and you can see how to make it. So here I'm left with 1 loop on the hook, and we are going to make the first row. This stitch is a repeat of 2 rows. So for the first row, we are going to insert under 2 vertical bars of the next 2 stitches, yarn over and pull up. Then we are going to do yarn under. Okay, this is yarn over. We are going to do a yarn under. So just take the yarn in front of your hook and hold it there. Okay, hold it a little properly and tightly so that it doesn't slip over the hook. Now insert under the next 2 vertical bars, yarn over and pull up. Then again yarn under. So we are going to hold it like this. Okay, insert under the next 2 verticals, pull up and yarn under, so hold. Insert under the next 2, pull up and hold. Okay, so the whole of first row is going to be just that, and we will keep collecting all these loops on the hook. Remember to count the number of loops that you have on the hook once the row is done. So that was our last two vertical bars. We are going to do a yarn under and hold it here, and then just turn your work a bit like this. You see two bars, we are going to insert under both. Okay, then pull up, and that's how our forward pass is done for the row 1. Okay, so here I had just made 20 chains, so we should have 20 loops on the hook. Now we will do a standard return pass. For standard return pass, we do a chain 1, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's what we keep doing across till we are left with one loop on the hook. Here we've completed row 1 and it looks like this. Now we will go ahead and make row 2. So for the forward pass of row 2, we have one loop on the hook. Okay, so the first stitch is going to be a regular simple Tunisian stitch. So this is the first stitch, and that has a loop on the hook. So we are not going to insert into this stitch, but we are going to start inserting this stitch onwards. Okay, so we insert under the vertical bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we are going to continue making the two together. So insert under this and this stitch, yarn over and pull up. Don't pull too tight or too close to the row. Give it a little space like this, and with practice this stitch looks very beautiful. We did a yarn under and we are going to hold it here, then insert under this and this, pull up, yarn under and hold, insert under the two vertical bars, pull up and hold. We keep repeating the same stitch. Okay, till the last. Now for the last stitch we are left with just one loop. That's the right thing, because we began with a simple Tunisian in the first stitch. The last is also going to be a simple Tunisian. So you can remember that for every row that you begin with a simple Tunisian, you end with a simple Tunisian. Okay, and then the last selvage stitch is going to be insert under both, yarn over, pull up. Return pass is going to be the same for all rows. So we do a chain 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 across. So now we have finished row 1 and row 2. Now we are going to repeat row 1. So in case you forget if you finished on row 1 or row 2, you can use a stitch marker to mark either row 1 or row 2 and write it down, or else you can also look at your stitches and you can see how these stitches are together. That's always the row 1 repeat. When the stitches are separate like a V, that's a row 2 repeat. So now we are going to do a row 1. You can just look at the stitch below and you will know, okay, so now you want these two together. So when you begin with together, it's a repeat of row 1. So we go under both the verticals, yarn over, pull up, yarn under and hold, together, yarn over, pull up, yarn under and hold, together, yarn over, pull up, yarn under and hold. So continue making a repeat of these 2 rows till you reach a height of the ear warmer that's desired. So here I have finished making the width and the height of my ear warmer. I have not blocked this yet, but I'm going to block it before stitching it further. And here I have got 17.5 inches width wise, and the height is 9.5. You can make it a little more or less depending on whom you're making it for. So the circumference of the head or the height required can depend on that, and here it's 9.5. Now we are going to make the last row. I have already begun making the last row, which is a simple slip stitch that we are going to make into each stitch. Now after doing the last row of binding off with a slip stitch, I'm going to pull out the yarn, but before that I have cut it. So how much of a yarn do you need is whatever is the width of your headband, just take 3 times of that. So go ahead and measure your yarn like this. So you have 1, 2, 3. So 3 or a little more if you'd like, but 3 is good enough. You can take 3 widths and cut the yarn there. So once the piece is ready, we are just going to flip it over and sew these 2 edges together. We are going to use the inside loops of both the chains. So we are going to insert from under here, and then we are going to insert from under here. So now we have sewn these 2 edges together completely like this, and we are left with some yarn which is still joined to this side. Okay, now we are going to join these 2 sides together and make the bow like thing. So to do that, ensure that you turn around like so, and then join these 2 parts here. Hold them like this. Remember that whatever you've sewn together, these 2 edges should be facing you. Okay, so we've kept it like this, then we've done this. Alright, now fold this like this, make 2 C's like this, okay, and then hold them like this. Okay, so that's 1 C, that's the other C, and now we are going to stitch it all together like this. So once we stitch it across like that, we will turn it around and fold, turn it around like this, and the fold will look like so. Alright, so remember to have these joints facing you when you're doing this, because otherwise it will appear on the outer side here. So if you want it to appear on the inner side, do this. Ensure you take all the layers on your wool needle and begin stitching like this. Okay, slowly collect all the layers. You just need to take the top chain bit, but ensure you collect it for all the layers. Ensure that you do that twice, so you go straight and come back, and then you can just make a knot there. Okay, make a loop like this, take your yarn through and pull it tight. Do this 2 or 3 times, then just sew in the yarn a bit and we can cut it. Now we are going to sew in these 2 edges along this side and here. Now cut the extra yarn and turn it around. So this is how the beautiful ear warmer is ready to use. You can use it this way or this way, whatever you like for the stitch that we've made, and you can enjoy making this smock stitch for many other projects too. Thank you for watching.